Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing a challenge by Old Hickory Forge. He put it out there kind of after the 6-hour knife challenge to forge a knife with no power tools. And he made a beautiful knife. I'll link his channel somewhere here and it'll definitely be in the description. But what we're going to be using today is an old Nicholas file that I got from the yard sale bin, and we're going to give this an attempt. I haven't done a no power tools, completely no power tools ever. I used to put my bevels in with a file, so I'm used to that. But let's go give this a try. Let's fire up the forge and get at it. Alright, first thing first, we're just going to nip off his little rat tail. We're going to come over here, start working the point of this. Right. Alright, so go somewhere right in there. We're going to come back here, we're going to flip it around, come back here and cut it off and start working the handle on this back side. Alright, so let's give us in there. Looks good. Alright guys, so let's do somewhere in there. back out and work a little more on the bevels. Alright, we're going to straighten this out. Work some more on the bevels. Just kind of put a little bit of a bend in the handle, not a whole lot. It may be too much. Alright, let's take a little bit of it out here. I want so much in there. There we go. Alright, let's get her heated up, straightened, and then we'll put her in the sand to anneal. Looks fairly straight coming up through here. Let's go ahead and try and put it in the vise and straighten it that way. Alright guys, so we're just going to leave it in there until it cools all the way down, till I can touch it and handle it with my hands, and then we'll start filing on it and getting it in to the shape we want, defining some of the things and then defining them bevels, and we'll do heat treat after that. Alright guys, so the blade is cooled down in the sand overnight. Well, it's been longer than overnight. But we've got it chucked up in the vise and we're going to start filing away at it. Alright guys, so we've established the grind on this side. We still have yet to work on this one. I'm going to do some draw filing on this just to make sure it's all nice and flat and even.
Many hours later.
Alright guys, so there it is. I got a little mark there, but that's really as thin as I want to take it down. Although I might take down the edge a little bit more. I've got this fairly thin down there. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on that tip just a little bit, see if I can't get that hammer mark out. But other than that, she's almost ready to have the handles drilled and ready for heat treat. Alright guys, so in kind of thinking about making this blade, I wanted to join in, but I wasn't sure how I would do pins. And I know I could have done a stick tang and done that, but I wanted to be able to do some pins, and I wanted to do this full tang way just to give myself a little more of a challenge. So I went to an antique mall, found me one of these. So this will be the first time using one since I was younger, and I first took a shop class at school, which they called building trades. But we had to drill a straight hole with one of these first before we were allowed anything else, to use anything else. So let's give it a go. Oh, I think I'm through. Alright guys, so there's the first hole. I'm going to put one more down here and I'm going to be it. That's some tough drilling. It definitely gives you a better respect, or a greater respect, for the old guys who used to use them all the time, or the older generation that started out with them. Because it's a lot easier to go over, chuck one up in your drill press and punch a hole. This takes some work, but I'll get back to you when I'm got the second one and we'll fit up some scales for it. So we're going to be using a piece of, I'm pretty sure this is olive wood that we're going to be using, that I had previously split down. I have a whole bunch of it, but I didn't have any handle material that I hadn't already cut into slabs. So this will just have to do. Hopefully, because you can buy the slabs, but hopefully, that doesn't look bad on me for having the slabs already sliced up. But what we're going to do is we're just going to get a quick outline. Right there. And we're going to flip it. Get a quick outline on here. All right. It is. We're going to clamp them up in the same device we had used when we were filing, and we'll drill out for the handles. Alright guys, well obviously this hand sanding is going to take me a while. I'm not going to take it up to a higher grit, maybe 220. If I'm feeling froggy, I might take it up to 400, but I'm not sure. I was never a big fan of hand sanding. Alright guys, so we've got it hand sanded as much as I'm going to. The only spots I can see are right here, and those are always a pain for me, even with a belt sander. So, but I've got it. It's a really nice, pretty satin finish on the whole blade. Not worried about getting the spine or anything. We're gonna go ahead and glue up the scales on it now. Guys, so it's the next day. What we're gonna do now is take a hacksaw, cut the pins off as flush as we can get them, and start shaving the handle with a rasp. Alright guys, so there's the handle, all finished up, well, all filed to rough shape. Now I'm going to go and do the hand sanding. I'm not going to take you along with me. Y'all have seen hand sanding with paper and stuff. So I'll get it up to where I want it and come back for the finish. Alright guys, so there it is. Pretty much all finished up except for the edge. What we're going to do now is take some acetone, clean up the blade area. I'm going to start putting the finishes on the handles. And what I'm going to use for that is just good old-fashioned tung oil. And then I'll probably put a coat of beeswax over top of that. But I am not going to put the edge on until the handle is all finished up. I don't like handling sharp knives when I'm working with them. You know, if I'm just sharpening it, that's one thing, but you know, trying to fiddle with it and everything, that's how you get yourself cut. And I've got tore up pretty bad. Matter of fact, but when I first got into knife making, it's where the channel name come from. If I can find them, I'll put the pictures in now. But my first knife cost me about 21, 22 stitches. So I will show you that. And that was just pure neglect and working with a sharpened blade. Or a semi-sharpened blade. It didn't even have its full ground. It was like this. So I wait until everything's done and I don't have to fiddle with it anymore besides putting the blade on. I mean the edge on. So let's go ahead and get some acetone. We'll clean this up and then put the tung oil on. And I went ahead, I wasn't going to, but I went ahead and just took the mill file, the second cut file, and cleaned up the back. I was going to leave it the blackened color, but with cleaning it up on the back of the handle, I just didn't think it looked right. So we're going to leave obviously the file marks in there up here, but everywhere else is just going to look like plain steel. So let's go ahead and wipe the handle down. Get all the dust and the oils off besides what I'm getting ready to put on it. Alright guys, there's that. Now I'll let this coat dry and I'll come and put 3 or 4 more coats on it and we'll do the edge. we're all ready to put an edge on this. How we're going to do that is the Lansky sharpening system. We're just going to clamp the blade in there. Set that there for the time being until I can hold it. And let's see. Start with the coarse stone. And I just have this system here. It goes coarse all the way up to ultra fine, which is 1,000. And coarse is 70, so that's where we're going to start out. Alright guys, so this is probably as exciting as watching mud turn to dirt. So I'll come back to you when I've got it all sharpened up. Alright guys, there we go. She's all finished up. I think it came out pretty good. I think I was a little overzealous with trying to do a full tang. I wasn't really able, I didn't spend as much time flattening the handles out as much, so there is a little bit of a gap in there, but nothing huge. But I'm pretty happy with it. So I hope y'all liked it. I hope you followed along. And hey, if you're interested in doing it, just go ahead and throw up a video. I'd be interested in seeing you make one with no power tools. The guy at Old Hickory Forge, his knife came out beautifully. I suggest you go watch his video. I'll try and link it somewhere here on the page, and I'll also try and put it in the description. But until next one guys, y'all have a blessed day.